You would think that it'd be impossible to create a full-fledged show from a manga that uses 4 panels to deliver a punchline again and again and again. Alas, this 4-panel style yonkoma isn't a new thing, and neither is adapting it into anime series. But even for such a peculiar genre, Pop Team Epic is a little unusual. Most yonkoma that get adapted into anime drop the 4-panel bit of small stories told in a short span of time. But Team Epic thrives on this, their show being as randomly paced and chaotic as you'd expect with one look at the manga strips. From the moment you hit play on the first episode, mayhem assumes. You start to question if the show actually exists in our sense of reality, or if the mushrooms in your soup were picked of the wrong forest. Paranoia sets in. You watch as a small schoolgirl with rather unpleasant features becomes a husband, then an idle manager, god, an airplane. The show stops being a show and it becomes a moment of self-realization for you. You question reality. Is it but a fragment of memory, or a cluster of minds bound to the same native source? You may be wondering this, but let's be honest, it's probably just me. Cheers to your first epiphany. You're more likely wondering how they pulled a show like this off. Despite how unconventional it may be, it's been successful enough to receive a second season and various OVAs. So what exactly is its secret? What makes Pop Team Epic so special? Why do these strange schoolgirls want me to subscribe and like for more? Well, sir, with questions like that, you've come to the right place. Let's get on with it. Before I go into more detail on the anime side of things, I think it's important to look at the source of the series, the root of all. Originally, Pop Team Epic was a yonkoma webcomic on a manga site. A gracious man named Okawa gave birth to this comic in 2014. As described by the genre 4-panel, every story consists of only 4 frames. Add in some surreal humor and hostile schoolgirls, and you have a very strange, very Japan comic on your hands. Now, at face value, this comic is funny as hell. But given the nature of the story though, or lack thereof, makes it very difficult to adapt a 12-episode, now 24, series around it. Even with no end goal, character ambitions, or progression, it somehow finds its way around this issue by having characters that exist outside the rules of the universe. They feel no remorse for their actions, they can go from death to life, self-destruct, clone themselves, and transform at will. So to answer how exactly you make a show you can't storyboard and plan, well, when you have characters that can do anything you desire, it's not as hard as you think. Over here in the Freedom States, it's been going on for years. Adult Swim thrives off this sporadic humor that has no overall direction. Pop Team Epic is basically Japan's take on Robot Chicken. I find it funny that a society that can be summed up by the quote, "If it ain't broke, don't fix it," can create a show like this. I mean, come on now. Japan still uses fax machines. The anime industry has always been one of Japan's biggest creative outlets, chock full of unique stories and ideas, but it's still prone to fall into tropes and ruts. The isekai genre has been like a plague spreading across the seasons. By winter 2024, 99% of the shows coming out will have a young teenage boy who is transported into another world. But not Team Epic. These girls stand on the front lines and spit on the corpses of these tropes. Just one look at the first 3 minutes of the show can tell you just that. Speaking of which, we still need to talk about the show's structure. What a beautiful thing it is. Pop Team Epic is structured like just any normal show with no plot or overarching goal. In just the first episode, it goes from a very specific romantic comedy, complete with its own opening, to this. Yeah, there's certain bits that reoccur in episodes like Bob Team Epic, silly French guy, idle music videos, fourth wall breaks, and the mind fuck of an anime inside an anime, but sprinkled in between are the original 4-panel bits, as well as some lengthier ones as well. While there is some structure in this show, it's completely outweighed by the sheer chaos that ensues within each 20-minute interval gifted to you per episode. Another thing I need to mention is that each episode is split into 2 parts, both the same yet also different. The first part has main characters Papuko and Pipimi, voiced by women. The second by 2 very famous male voice actors per request of the schoolgirl duo in the original yonkoma strip. Other than the VA change, the 2 parts differentiate very slightly, most of that being delivery of lines and jokes, but fair warning, the last episode of season 1 is drastically changed in each half. This rerun approach the anime takes each episode is very strange even by their standard, yet somehow it just works perfectly, which is yet another miracle this show produces. Now, to clear up any misunderstandings you may have up to this point, let's just jump into the second episode and have a look around. Maybe then you'll understand. In a world still stuck in pre-production, magical wizard lady summons a twin dragon to fight off evil isekai overlord that's plunging their show into mediocrity. But instead of a dual-headed beast, what comes forth is tenfold worse. Beings of chaos, masters of the fourth wall, they know no loyalty and would serve no man. Popuko and Pipimi. In this surreal reality, they waste no time going for the throat, harassing not just big evil boss man, but also the voice actors of this work in progress, leading to the conclusion of whatever you want to call this scene. Now forget all that just happened, because we are now in a video game that faces the same problems as the early Game Boy. We're done with that bit, and now on to making fuzzy dolls of the schoolgirl duo. Look at that. Welcome to the zoo in the shitpost format. Look at all these beautiful animals. Kill me. Back to the closest thing of reality in this show, we're at the beach. Yeah. Can't go to Japan though, the set has not been developed yet. Here's Popiko playing the xylophone on skis while PP showcases her amazing smile. Dance break. Make sure you screenshot your fortune. Ooh, looks like I pulled a bad one. Popiko is repeatedly dying because jagged manga balloons kill her. The shitpost is back and it's playing hide and seek. What the fuck is this? Feed the birds. Now this bitch is singing over our girl. Fuck her up. Having a midlife crisis. And done. Well, hopefully that gave you an idea of what's going on. From what you can probably tell by my piss poor summary of one episode, there's so many things that work against this show being as successful as it is, yet somehow it's been able to carve a spot out as one of the weirdest yet entertaining anime I've ever seen. Maybe it was the love the creators put into the adaptation, the creative freedom given to the animators, the imaginative minds of the Japanese artists. Whatever combination it may be, the results are more than satisfying. While I take it that popteamepic isn't the most popular of shows given the poll I had earlier, it deserves to be brought into the spotlight for at least one video. I think anyone who's taken the time to experience this chaos would agree with me. To put it plainly, popteamepic is an anime like no other. No story, no direction, no continuity, yet despite itself, it still succeeds, embracing everything ridiculous and dumb, becoming the parody of parodies. This anime will always be special and remain the only of its kind for probably some years. So until another loony mangaka pairs with a studio that has no value and structure, wear that crown proud, lads, and don't fuck it up. Season 2 better be good. Well, if you haven't yet, I hope that maybe this video convinced you to watch popteamepic. The show has been sheared into my brain as an unerasable memory. I could be 180 and withering into a wrinkly raisin, and I'm still gonna remember this show. Also, to any of the Americans still hanging out, happy Thanksgiving or belated Thanksgiving. This video is either gonna come out the week before or the week after. Voiceover Sensei has no idea. My Patreon page and merch shop are linked below. Yes, I'm sorry, I am shamelessly plugging right now. Anyway, until next time, check out some of these cool videos on screen right now. I will see you guys later. Jane.